Welcome back to part two of It Can Only Get Better When You Get Better. Okay. And this is Magdalena. She put this on. Can we give her a good round of Magdalena, okay, she's a master practitioner, which means that she took both the Whole Life Coach and the Wolf Non-Surgical 3 times. She also owns that Cellsonic, and today we're going to be showing how to use the Cellsonic. We'll take a break around 12:30 for half an hour, so if people want to, and then at 1 o'clock we have Brent coming from Be Brave, and they're going to be talking about magnetism, their magnets, honey, the world, how everything is interrelated. And then after that, we're going to be showing non-surgical here. And so I'll be working on maybe 2 or 3 people, all right? And just showing how it works, okay? So maybe those of you who want it can tell me what your situation is, and then I'll see if we can do it. And then we'll do some Cellsonic. We'll show the non-surgical, okay? Magdalena, you want to talk about your business and give everybody your phone number?
Yes, my name is Magdalena Arcos. I thank you everybody for coming, and this is a great gift for you. And my practice is in Toronto. My phone number is 416-669-9351.
416 669
9351.
9351. And your practice is called what?
Toronto Health and Healing.com.
And whereabouts is it?
It's close in this area in Toronto, about Allen Road and Shepherd, 5 minutes away from here.
Okay. And don't mind her, not stepping in totally into her power. She's getting it. But the reality is, don't judge a book by its cover, because she's an amazing body worker. She's an amazing person for learning how to create a perfect day for you. Okay. Getting a consultation with her. All right. Okay. And non-surgical. And she knows the whole body on how to work everywhere. So at this time in her life, she's better with one-on-one, and that's where we are, right? I always force them to step into their power, right?
Yes.
Okay. I made her do like a 1-minute commercial, didn't I?
Yes.
And then I made you do it over and over again, didn't I?
Yes.
So, people get frustrated with me, and then how do you feel about it now?
Well, I feel great. It's not about me. It's about all of you. You guys can heal your body. We can heal our body.
Yes, we can heal our bodies. And we forgot that. And now I know you don't really want to hear this, but there's not a system out there that was created to heal your body. If you weren't so magnificent and you weren't truly a spirit being, you wouldn't be here anymore. Look at the attacks. Oh, I'm attacked everywhere. No, you're not. This is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. Once you love yourself and you reprogram yourself, it takes work. You may not believe me, but most of you will never do it. Most of you will never accomplish it. And you're going to go, he doesn't have the right to say that. He shouldn't say it. I've been in business now for 42 years. I did my first Whole Life Coach when I was 28 years old. So even if I'm as dumb as a stump, there's something there. The reality is this: you will never take massive personal action when it comes to your emotions because you're emotionally crippled. You will take massive personal action at going to the same body workers, the same people that everybody else goes to, and then complain about how it never gets better. You'll do the same thing like everybody else. I do nothing like anybody else. All my practitioners offer a money-back guarantee. Did you know that? They offer you a money-back guarantee on your first treatment that it'll outshine all the other treatments combined. Did you get that? You get a money-back guarantee on your consultation and it can average. It can be, depending on the practitioner, $150 to, around $200. And the reality is you get lifetime support. Who does that? We do. Why do we do it? Because it works. You're not looking for a diet. You're looking for a live it. You're not looking for anything except a perfect day. If you had a perfect day and you repeated it, what would you have?
Perfect.
Yeah, stop trying to do cleanses. Okay, why did I call myself the doc of detox? Well, that was the fly bait. You shouldn't have to detox. Okay, let me explain something though. It's very important. So anyways, so it was about 2 years ago, and I did a show, and a medical doctor came on, and he goes, you know what? You're a scam artist. Okay? All right? The human body should not have to take anything to detoxify. The skin is a detoxification organ. The kidneys are. The liver is. Okay? The colon, the lungs. Okay? So anyways, he says the whole body's a detox organ. And I said, yeah, we wouldn't have to. And he did this right on air. Okay? So just know I had a cable show, and I lost the cable show because I said this. You're right. You're right. Nobody should have to detox if they actually embrace nature and natural and stayed away from you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, what do you have to offer? You don't know anything about health. Nothing. Nothing. If they didn't come to you, they'd be better off. But guess what? Not even 5%. It's like 2 to 3% of the population only needs you, because guess what? Only when they get into an accident or when they actually throw themselves down the stairs. And when you get into an accident, you actually make sure you're in that accident, because every time you ever hurt yourself, whether it's in a car accident or falling down the stairs, look at the mood you're in before that. You are a spirit being, and you set up everything, baby. And guess what? Don't be low vibrational. You set it up. And I said, and yeah, but he goes, well, what about all the chronic illness? And I go, yeah, you're responsible for it. They come to you as a doctor. You don't tell them anything about how to eat, how to love, how to care for themselves. You don't believe in the invisible, but all your equipment tests the invisible to see if they're sick. Okay? All right? You're a fraud. Not the person, the system. Did you know all of their equipment is testing energy? But they say that energy doesn't matter, and the energy is your spirit. And how many people here know this? Where's my little rope? Okay, okay. How many people know this? You can't have any pain, any inflammation, okay, any swelling or any stiffness unless you've got physical blocks. Every disease is a physical block. But first, it's an emotional block. Magdalene, if you want, you can help them over there.
Okay.
Okay, all right? Okay.
Have the best day of your life, everybody.
Yes, I put her on the hot spot. She's coming back though. Okay, all right? Let me see. Oh yeah, that's pretty hot. Okay, and if I can say something, this is what you do to people, is you let them bite pieces off, little small pieces at a time, right? Okay, you can't, don't keep trying to, look at, if you get really excited about something, keep the energy in here and use it. Don't be trying to get everybody involved. I mean, I told everybody about the BHN, the ripple effect, because I said, if you really want to save your butt financially, because I really believe that, but don't believe me. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say. And it won't be, I told you so, because guess what? The signs are out there, everyone. Let me just, where was I here? Let me get back to this. What was I talking about?
The rope.
I didn't, I picked it up. That's it. I didn't talk about the rope. I said, hand me the rope. Thank you. Oh my God, there's one in the room. You are the one. Okay. So anyway, so just get this. Everything is crystallization or scar tissue or calcium. That's it. And it's all created by inflammation. And the inflammation is created 95% because you're a terrorist to yourself. And that's it. And that's it. And you actually think that your personality is your personality, and it isn't. But if you want to change your reality, you got to change your personality, and it's not your personality. It's the personality of everyone who came near you and adulterated you. 70 to 90% of all the beliefs in a human being are toxic. They're negative. They go against the human being. And look at how good you're doing. You've been trying to kill yourself and you're not there yet, but keep working on it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you something right now. You have to change your personality. Why and how? How do I do it? So somebody asked me about the path of the heart. And whoever that is, I'll have them come up and then we'll discuss it, because then they'll egg me on or something. Okay. So here's the deal. So you can't have a physical block unless you have an emotional block. You can't be corrupted or conflicted or contaminated in your body unless you're contaminated here. That's it. That's it. There is no diseases. There are no diseases. There is infection, inflammation. That's it. Side effect. Calcium being pulled from the bones. Beautiful connective tissue being turned into beef jerky. Have you all eaten beef jerky? Well, chew on a piece of beef jerky and then chew on a few people's hips here or ankles or even their low back. And I'll tell you, it'll be harder than the rest. Understand, we are no different than an animal. We are made the same. And guess what? Everybody here that needs a cane, a walker, a wheelchair, everybody that's limping, waddling like a duck because you're so frozen in your back, right? Okay. I'm telling you right now that you can believe it or not believe it, but I can get down and do a pelvic squat. I can do any move you want. Okay. I'll be 67 in 8 weeks or 12 weeks or something. I'm not going to tell you when, because then everybody texts me and then I got to say happy birthday back or something. Oh my God. Ah! Okay. So there are no diseases. You're either at ease or you are the disease. You know, I don't even want to hear any more bullshit. I don't want to, most of the natural health practitioners are just inky dinky schnitzel house. That's all I can say. I just want to walk away. And you know what? It's not because they're dumb. It's because they're programmed. Did you get that?
Yeah.
It's not because they're dumb. It's because they're programmed. You know what? Did you know that there's 100 more natural health practitioners than there are medical practitioners? And we're only getting sicker. Is there a clue out there for you that and guess why? Do you know why we're getting sicker? Because these people are still emotionally sick. Most of the natural health practitioners are emotionally sick. And I'm not telling you you're sick. I'm telling you that if you don't want to go do the work, do you know how many whole life coach people come to me from all over the world? Doctors, nurses, okay, naturopaths, chiropractors. And they go, yeah, I've done all this. I've taken all this, you know, and by the end of the first day, they're just going, oh my God, what the hell is going on here? No, you've never taken a course like mine. You've never done it. I've had the best whole life coaches who have been practicing for 10, 20, 30 years. I had one come to me that she's been practicing for 40 years. She's one of the best whole life coaches in Australia. Guess what? When she came on, this is a true story. She goes, I need you to come on because me and my husband are having trouble and he's not well. And we're having trouble and he's not well. I didn't know she wasn't a whole life coach. And I said, you need to take my whole life health coach program. Do you know who I am? She says, I'm one of the most popular whole life coaches. And I go, why are you on right now with me? Okay. And I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but we have to test each other. I want to be tested. I want to be challenged. I don't go to anybody that is where I am. I go where people are that I want to go. That's it. I don't want you around if you're not going to challenge me. Don't stroke me, kiss my butt. Don't do it. Don't do it. Challenge me. That's it. You know what? Everybody's scared to be challenged. You know why? Because you've been dumbed down. You don't know how to emotionally handle yourself, so you can't handle anything else. And that's the God's truth. You know, you take my whole life coach, it's a 9-day course. I'm not trying to pitch it. Trust me. By the third day, you're going to go, oh my God. And this is what loving myself is. You don't believe me? Anybody who's here is taking the whole life coach course? Do you get it by the third day? Are you awake by the third day? Do I challenge you? Okay. All right. Understand something. There is nothing more important than unconditionally and totally loving yourself. Let's say it all together. There is nothing more important than totally and unconditionally loving ourselves. Yeah, try to say that to your family. Because guess what? You're just one big nipple to them and they're a big nipple to you. And whether you believe it or not, you're not even going to make it through 24 hours without sucking off of them or letting them suck off of you. Okay. And you're not going to make it through 24 hours of going, oh, I feel so, or getting angry. Does everybody know that cancer is anger? But first you get the stiff hips, don't you? And you get the locked jaw, right? Because this is the FU point, right? Right? You make me so mad. Really? Wow. You know what? How does it feel, everyone, to have tantrums for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Most of you are running tantrums and you don't even know it. Well, I just want it my way. No, that's a burger. Don't eat it. Understand something. I don't need it my way. I'm going to go the path of the heart. I don't need it my way. Okay, so understand, we talked about the cortisol. We talked about if you have any stress at all, you're dumping cortisol. You do understand, okay, you might want to write this down. After 3 minutes, you're dumping enough cortisol that your oxygen levels are dropping, okay? All right? And did you know that if you run cortisol for 3 days, that you can take a normal cell and make it into a cancer cell? Does everybody understand that Dr. Otto Warburg got the Nobel Prize for what? Discovering the cause of cancer, which is 35% depletion in a normal cell of oxygen. And that, so it says, I don't want to die. And it says, oh my God, there's so much lactic acid in this body. And this person thinks that they've got a good diet, but they're still a sugar junkie. Oh man, we can just feast all day long. And that's why. So how do you change a cancer cell back into a normal cell? Well, it would be the lack of oxygen. So what do you think about that? So do you think if you had perfect circulation, that you'd have perfect health? So it's all about circulation, but you're not going to have perfect circulation if you got blocks. So you know that hip that bothers you every time you're tired or you drink alcohol or you don't eat right or you don't poop right? Okay. And it keeps bothering you. Well, that's going to put you in hospital. That's also going to put you in hospice. It's going to give you a cane, a walker, a wheelchair. And understand something. Oh yeah, they're so brilliant, aren't they out there? Well, if they're so brilliant, then why isn't every practitioner out there giving a money back guarantee like we do? Why aren't they? Why aren't they? So I'm trying to tell you that I'm not the guy. I'm nobody's hero. But understand something. When I do something, I look at it and I go, we got to bring the thunder down. See, if you understood that it's all scar tissue, that's all it is. Okay. So here's the deal. People are all scar tissue now. Okay. So what's happening is do you know what scar tissue is? It used to be beautiful, healthy connective tissue. And now the circulation's not there. And now because of the cortisol, which is like super glue, you've taken the fibers and glued them together. Isn't that nice? Okay. So now because of the inflammation and the lack of oxygen and the lack of circulation, you've got dehydration, inflammation. Inflame is a fire. If I put a burger on the barbecue and I just put it on warm and I leave it there for a few hours, is it just going to shrink up and be tough as nails and you can't eat it? So don't worry, most of you, nobody's going to eat you. Okay, so the reality is that you've got dehydration because of lack of circulation, and you've got crystallization, scar tissue formation, and now you've got calcification, because if you didn't have the calcification, you wouldn't have buffered down the acidity that actually causes the pH to drop, to cause the oxygen to drop, to make you sick. Now, your medical doctor, your massage therapist, your chiropractor, and your herbalist, and everyone should have told you that. Take all the herbs you want. Go ahead. Take all the herbs you want. Get all the adjustments you want. Get that spine back into place. What are you going to do about scar tissue? Displace calcium and the crystallization in there. Why do you think you're going to the chiropractor every week, every 2 weeks? Why do you think it's popping out of place? Because of dehydration in the tendons and the ligaments. Just know this. You know, when you go to the doctor, I go, hey, doc, I've lost 2 inches in my height. Oh, that's bone calcium. Isn't that what he says?
Yeah.
Well, that's because your skull shrinks like those African things where they dehydrate it, I guess. I don't know. What a moron. What a moronic belief. Why would he even say that? Why do you say things that make no sense? You've got cartilage in between your vertebrae. Because of inflammation, you've got dehydration. The same amount of fiber is still there, but now instead of being like 1/4 of an inch, it's only 1/10 of an inch, and now it's beef jerky. And guess what? With non-surgical, how would you like? If I could have an hour here with someone who's lost 2 inches, I'll do non-surgical on their whole spine in 1 hour, and I'll give them back 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Who ever told you that? No one told you that. I don't care. You're limping because of your ankle. I need 10 minutes. That ankle's fixed. Your knee, oh, it's bone on bone. I have to have surgery. Did you know that we have not had anybody go to surgery that is bone on bone in their knee or their hip in the last 7 years? And even if they've been booked 2 weeks from now, they don't go. I'm not telling you that I'm amazing. I'm not. I'm telling you your body's amazing. And guess what? The whole thing was a lie. It started 250,000 years ago. And whether you believe it or not, it started back in Rome. Okay, before Rome. And then guess what they did? Does anybody ever notice that when you talk to your doctor, he gives you all these names and they're Greek names? That's because, guess what? I'm smart, you're stupid. I'm smart, you're stupid. And he doesn't even know he's saying it. Does he?
It's true.
And guess what? Fibromyalgia? What does it mean? Pain in the muscle fibers. It's inflammation. Polymyalgia. Pain in many muscles. Holy crap. Oh my God, honey, I've got polymyalgia. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to write the will really quick. Honey, it's pain in many muscles. I got chronic fatigue. No, you don't. You eat crap. Okay. All right. You worry all the time. Okay. All right. You don't drink structured water. And we'll talk about the water thing. Somebody had a question. I promise I'll get to that. You don't hydrate enough. You don't stretch. Okay. Okay. So I got to bed at 3:15 this morning. I got up at 5:15 and did an hour stretching. How am I doing? Is it going to think it's going to be okay?
Yeah.
I'll probably have to go and nap and then come back. Just think how much rest I would need if I was you. And you know what? I'm not talking about your diet, okay, which DIE is not cool. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all your guilt. Okay, all right? I have no guilt with all the women I've ever slept with. None. Okay, listen to me. I have no guilt, and I slept with a lot. Let me tell you something, and I enjoyed it. And I'm going to tell you that. I love women. And here's the deal. If I didn't, I'd be dead. It would have been them or the drugs. And I'm telling you right now, I needed something to fill up my heart. Okay? And just because I was with a lot of them is because I didn't realize it wasn't the women I needed. Well, I did, but not as much. I needed to fall in love with myself. Don't ever be guilty for the people you slept with. Don't ever be guilty for anything that you've ever done. Ask yourself, observe, do not burn. Observe and learn, do not judge. You know what? Yeah, well, guess what? It doesn't fit my religion, girl. You just, you're a sinner. Oh, yeah? Well, there you go. I missed the mark. That's why I kept practicing. And the mark was unconditional love for myself. Don't try to pretend you're good. You're not. You're all bad. Okay? In the eyes of who? The judger. we all did our very best, didn't we? Did you know that the guy who's actually joining the military to go over right now and kill someone thinks that he's doing good? So see, it's just a belief system until you get your head straight. So I'm not going to judge anybody for anything because I can't. And if you judge someone, you make them guilty, someone's got to go to jail. And if we're going to put someone in jail, emotional jail is worse than a physical jail because you'll put them in jail and then they will actually believe your bullshit and they will self-loathe and hate themselves and they will run a program for the rest of their life. Remember when you were younger and you got traumatized and you went to bed? I used to bang my head when I'd go to bed. Okay? I used to bang my head when I'd go to bed. And you know what? I was traumatized by my parents, but they did the best they could. Their life was a tortured life. Tortured. My God, almost everybody in your family has a tortured life. Don't lie. You're full of shit. Don't lie to me. I deal with it every day. You know, people go, he seems like he's angry. Really? Do you know how many calls I get every day of mothers where they can't get their babies back from the hospital and they realize they made a mistake? I have this lady. She just called me up. Okay. All right. When she called me up, 6:30 this morning. She's from Alberta. Her child, okay, is now in the hospital. And the child is 6 months old and it's on intravenous antibiotics. And she goes, Dr. Wolf, you got to help me. And I go, I can't help you till they release the child. They own the child. Yeah, I can't even get involved. I don't even want anything to, I said, listen to me. If you would have just called me, I know, but my husband said, no, don't call you, you know? I said, fine. But the reality is this, all you had to do, and believe it or not, guess what? Everybody goes, who the hell does he think he is? I'll tell you who I am. Okay, the troublemaker. Let me tell you something. If she would have did a warm water enema with structured water, okay, and she would have put a little bit of tummy love in it, and that would have been only in that little baby, that would have been only 1 to 3 ounces, and she would have done it 3 times. The fever would have came right down. And I said, your baby hasn't been pooping. How do you know? I go, because every child's problem is their bowels. Every human adult's problem is your bowels. Every elderly person is your bowels. And talking about the elderly, yeah, really, you know, what are they good for? They can't do shit. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if you don't think that they're harvesting humans, then you've got your head up your butt so far. Let them try to come near me when I'm older. Let me tell you something right now. It is so disrespectful. This is why the harvest is on right now, because we don't protect each other. We don't love each other. We don't even know how to love ourselves. Cut the crap. Just cut the crap. I'm not changing for nobody. Whether I got a week or another 25 years on this planet, I am going to roar. Because you know what you're worth? Everything. You're worth everything. And you better start acting like it. Stop humbling yourself down to your husband, your wife, your children, your relatives. Who in the hell are they? Seriously. They always got their nose in your business. People always got their nose in their business. You should hear the things I'm accused of, and I'm not even there. God, if they want, I could give them a whole list of things they could come after me for. At least they're real. I don't get upset because guess what? It's just a game. So look at yourself as being an infinite being and understand something. There will always be war, murder, lies, chaos. Understand something. We don't need money down here. We've never needed money. There's no climate change. We're not running out of water. I don't care. I got these people that think they're really brilliant coming up to me and talking. And I'm just like, oh my God, please shut up. Shut up. There could be 80 billion people on this planet if we loved and cared for each other. It wouldn't be a problem. And understand something. Now you go to the store and they go, did you bring your own bag? Oh, did I bring my own bag? Well, you know, we're trying to recycle. Really? Did you look on your shelves? All the plastic and the junk and the poisons? Yeah, you're recycling us. And it's all about a guilt thing. Did you bring your own bag? Anyways, okay. So I'm feeling better. So I'm going to come back to reality. But understand something. You only have one problem, and this is it. And it's not a problem. It's just a bit of a hurdle. Look at your life. And wherever it's not working, that's a part of your personality you have to change. That's it. That's it. So why aren't you doing everything you can to find out what your chokehold is? It's okay to roar, but don't get angry and stay there. You've got 30 seconds to get back. Because if you don't get back in 30 seconds, you're done. Day one. Hi, I'm Justin Trudeau. And I'm going to screw you all over, and I've never lied. And I've got lots of friends. Listen, all you had to do is stay calm like him. Did you notice? Did you notice these guys? They all take the training. So all of you are at home going, and they're going, we did it again. Their job is to harvest you, is to irritate you, is to inflame you, is to create tons of scar tissue, so you'll take their drugs, so that you'll get their surgeries. You don't understand. He signed a blood pact. There's an entity on this planet that they all serve. My God, you know, the biggest is our government. Is our government, and you can't touch it. It's never leaving. And there's a reason why there's porno on, like, you know, Lori and I'm on my own, taking a look at my own app and seeing about getting it built. And then this porno comes on and Lori goes, what's that doing there? Okay, I'll change. You can put in a word, okay? Any word, and it's coming for you. You know, the government's not there to protect you, not there to respect you, not there to honor you. So just stop it and ignore them. Ignore them. No more talking. No more talking. Nobody in my business talks about anything except what we're going to create. How beautiful we've got this, how we're all coming together. No, we don't talk about anything else. No more talking. Just stop it. So understand something. You're tying yourself up in knots. I've got a knot in my neck. They told me that I ripped the cartilage in my knee. The meniscus is ripped. It's ripped right off the bone. We can fix it. No, it's ripped right off the bone. Do you know how many times I get this? It's ripped right off the bone. Good for you. Yeah, you all got to get into your trauma drama. Yes or no? Yes. Did you know, okay, that I have an illness that only 1 out of 5 trillion people have ever had? I am now special. Okay?
There's no text for it.
They ripped it right off the bone. You know, there's never been anybody. We worked on a gentleman here in Calgary. Okay. I don't know if you saw the video. Anyway, so he said, yeah, it's ripped right off the bone. He goes, well, I'll go in gentle. Don't worry. I can work on it. He goes, it's not ripped off the bone. He said, yeah, it's ripped right off. It's not even attached anymore. I'm serious. Go watch the video. So I go down there, get him down, work on him for maybe about 5-10 minutes. All right. Now he's got a bone of his own. Okay. Understand something. We have to make a joke out of it because the joke is on us. That's why they call it a funeral, because they're having fun killing your family. You think I'm kidding? Why don't you listen? I my new thing is I am learning grammar. I mean, I can tell you every word that you say that they use to bring you down. Parents, you are renting your children. Parent. That's why it's called parent. You're renting them. That's why the government came out and said, guess what? We own your kids. We're coming for them. Parent. You want me to keep going? Do you know why it's called a bridal shower? Because she's a horse and you're going to break her. You're going to put the bridle on her.
Yeah.
If you want, we could spend a whole day here, girls. I would ride you hard, bro. Do you understand? Are you with me yet? Everything is to down us. Everybody's talking and we're putting each other down. Did you get that? Disrespecting.
Yeah.
Disrespecting ourselves and each other. I can't take it. Stand. Okay. Let's get rid of the trauma out of our life. Did you hear? Don't want to. Don't want to. That's why it's going on with you. And you know it. So don't come in and meet me in the hall and don't tell me what you already know. Because you don't already know it, because you don't want to face it.
You would help me.
You're going to do it yourself. I can't help you. I can't heal you. I can't cure you. I can just take your money. Okay. I say we give it back to him, eh? We give it back to him. Okay? All right? We give it back to him. Who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? Disrespecting our family. Who do they think they are? And this is not about going to war. This is about us not disrespecting ourselves and each other and ignoring them. Ignoring them. Okay. Let's get to it. Questions. Come on up. Don't be shy. Okay. And there is no such thing as shy. I just love when a mother goes, oh my God. The little girl runs behind. She goes, oh, don't mind her. She's shy. No, she has no confidence. And why don't you just keep on telling her that so that she never has a life. Okay. And that she hides out for the rest of her life. I actually said that to a mother the other day. Guess what? You have no courage and you're going to make sure she has none so that she can justify your personality. Oh my God. She goes, I never thought about that. Because usually they don't say, oh my God, I didn't think about that. It's usually, honey, let's get away from him. Okay.
So, we're gonna do this later, right? This one.
We're going to do this later.
Okay. So I have a question for you, and it's so interesting that you brought this up, and I'm gonna be completely transparent.
But we have to be very short.
Okay.
Everybody's got to be right to the
Okay, so
point.
I'll be.
You can't go on like I do.
Okay. Good luck with that. So, two-part questions. You touched on our personalities are formed between 0 and 7,
That's it.
right?
That's it. Don't you
So
dare
the
think.
question-
Don't you
so
dare.
the-
No, 1 second. Don't you dare think that you want to keep this. Okay.
Keep
This-
it brief, keep it short, right?
Yeah.
To the point. To the point, Doc. So the question is, and this is actually something I was wondering driving home here because I was just getting like these downloads driving here. Is it possible as an adult, because I think we're all like 30 plus here, right? And as people wake up after the age of 30, hopefully, is it possible to get rid of or delete all that programming that later?
Okay. Well, can I just
Thumbs
say
up.
this? We're not trying to delete anything.
Okay, I don't know the right
Well,
terminology.
No.
It's like, how do
My
you
turn. It's
get
my
rid
turn
of
now.
that?
It's my turn. My turn. It's going to be short. It's going to be short. We're not trying to get rid of anything. We're introducing the everything.
Okay,
No. Oh my God, Dr. Wolf, I have 1 second. I have so much to work on. I don't know. I'll never be able to get it all. No, okay. Braveheart Heroes contract. Write it. Write that down. Braveheart Heroes contract. You're going to go home tonight and you're going to write this down. Who, where, what, everything. Who would I live with? Where would I live? What would my life look like? What would I be doing if I totally took responsibility and I knew that I have unlimited possibility? We are never focusing on what's wrong again. Never. You create a template tonight, and it's called a Braveheart Heroes contract, and you write that, and then you look at it in the morning and at night for 33 days. And at the end of the 33 days, you will have your God-given template. That is it. And then if you have a problem, because I know she will, okay, you're going to write celebrations and you're going to put traumas. And you want to make sure before that 33 days is over, all of the traumas, all of the conflicts are going to be into celebration because they taught you something. And you're going to make sure that everybody that was part of that trauma is not forgiven. But guess what? If you have to forgive them, forgive them. But remember something, you should be within 33 days sending love to them. And not because you're going to go visit them, not because you're going to shake their hand, not because, your mother said, get along with them. No, you can't get along with them. Don't ask me to get along with someone, okay, that is a terrorist. I'm not doing it. Someone that is disrespecting themselves cannot respect another human being. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you happen to think of them, wish them the best, and then get right back to the goal. There's none of that. All of that, what you want to do, you couldn't live long enough.
oh, no, I don't want to do all that. That's why I'm asking, because I know better now.
Braveheart Heroes
I know better
contract.
now.
Braveheart Heroes contract. And if you just did the 12 loving steps, read it, and only got, anybody get a love band, right? Get this love band. And if you don't want to get a love band that says 3, 2, 1, I got this, which is not too bad, right? Okay. Then guess what? This is a kiss. Snug as a hug, because I love myself. Do you know how hard it was for me to love myself? This is over a quarter of a century ago. And I had to make a promise to myself because I got to a point in my life where I said, I'm not going to live like this anymore. It wasn't I'm going to kill myself. It was I'm not living like this. Okay.
And I think there's a very, very big distinction between the two. That's most people miss that, right? So I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so I just correct me if I'm wrong. We've been taught that you have to forgive yourself for having done all that stuff.
Oh God,
No,
please.
no,
you
you
know
just
how
get-
long I would be?
So that's
I lied, cheated, drugs, alcohol. I mean, I did it
So
all.
what you do then?
You don't get a personality like
So,
this,
so help me get clear on this then. So then I make the promise that from this point onwards, I'm living my best life.
No,
And
no,
what-
no, no,
and
no. No, you are not going to do that. I'm making this promise right now that I will love, honor, and respect myself. And guess what? You want to know something? Everybody's life would change here and be amazing. And all you had, do you know that you always have a choice? And 99.9% of the time, it is mindset that chooses. My heart makes all my decisions. My mind will go, you can't afford to do that, Daryl. You can't afford to do that, I'm telling you right now, all of this stuff that's going on has pushed me, okay, outside the box. Oh, we put a sale on 3 or 4 times a year. Now I put one on once a week. Do you understand? Giving. You have so much to give. Open up your heart. Listen, remember what I said to you? What did I say to you earlier? Everything is
a lot.
I said everything is signals. Signals. I am signaling that which you call God, I call creator, I call amazing, and I know nothing what that is. And you're going to go, well, he can't be that smart. He doesn't even know what God is. And then I'm going to say to you, would you bet your life on it that you know? Would you bet your life? I read it in a book and I'd go, discussion's over. Okay, now, so I'm telling you right now that which is creator takes my signals. I know it. I live it. I live it. And when there's an explosion in my life, I do not go crazy. I do not lose it. We got this. Okay, so let's just keep moving. I stay in the present moment. You know, if you were to stay in the present moment, connected to your breath, slight smile on your face, putting your finger on your heart every time that you feel like you're coming off a little bit, you would have the greatest life. And the big problem is though that there's at least 80% of you living with someone that you shouldn't even be living with. And the reality is you will live till the end of time because of those great old books that tell you that you need to suffer for the rest of your life. And you know what? If you think I'm going to live with someone that's going to be into the suffering program, you are out of your skull. I'm not staying. I told you that I'll do it in my whole life coach course because I'm there. I put everything into it. My heart, my soul, my spirit. I put it right into there because everybody's worth it. But don't think that I'm going to live with a terrorist. Don't think I'm going to hang around with a terrorist. And you know what? The guilt you have, I can't walk away. You know what? My friend, I've had my friend for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But you know what? I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to toke anymore. I don't want to do those things anymore. And I just feel so guilty. I don't even want to talk to. Are you like out of your skull? You're out of your skull. You know what you're going to do? You are not going to move up in the PlayStation game. Matrix was not a movie. You're either going to feed your spirit, you're going to bring your vibe up, or guess what? You're going to vibrate low, and guess what you attract? Dis-ease. You're not at ease. There are no diseases. They're just you running a personality that you thought was God-given. My God, you thought your body was God-given. You thought your mind was God-given. It wasn't. Don't wrap those things up. Your spirit is. And that is the only thing you should be focused on. The invisible creates the physical. The psychological rules the biological. I'm telling you, there are no genetic diseases. Okay? Well, there are actually. There's 7. Hemophiliac is one of them. So, but I'm just telling you, there's hardly any. So I'll correct myself. But everything that everybody's got here, you don't have a disease. You're just not at ease with who you are because that's not who you are. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more really quick question. So what about when you have
What time is it?
anger?
12:30.
Yeah. What about if you have, grown up suppressed and there's this bottled in anger that eventually comes up? How do you
See, focused on the
What's that?
You're focused on the anger.
Yeah,
So now just get ready for broken bones and cancer. Okay? All right? No, but I'm telling you the truth.
no, that's why I asked.
No,
That's why I asked.
no, but guess what? That which makes you anger and you have no control, you must remove yourself. Let me tell you something. 1 second. I talked to a lady the other day. She's been married for 40 years. Okay? And I said to her, you have to leave for 9 months. I don't want to leave. I go, you have to leave. This is the second time you've got cancer. What you've talked to me about, guess what? It's your relationship. It's your relationship with your husband. I didn't say you have to leave him, but you need to leave him for 9 months and go heal.
Oh.
And what if I don't want to? Well, then you know the end result. You know, the third time's not so lucky. The fourth time you're out of here, baby. Remember something. You keep repeating the same thing. You're going to get the same thing. She goes, well, I don't know if I could do that. And I go, it's high time you did it because 9 months, you need to birth the baby. You need to find love for yourself. And if you want to go back to him, then don't make any decisions. But you need to do me a favor. You need to make sure that when you do go, tell him that he cannot call you for 6 weeks. And then guess what? You'll actually find that you are actually going to be going through withdrawals of suffering because he's not there with you and you're not suffering and creating suffering for each other. That'll be your biggest withdrawal, not the love of him. So maybe he could learn how to love himself because you need to tell him you're leaving for 9 months to see if you can find the love so that you don't end up leaving this planet the wrong way. So you guys can think of whatever you want, but guess what? If you went to a normal practitioner, they're never going to say that. And I said, listen, she paid one price You know, she gets all the consults she wants from me for the rest of her life. She paid a whopping $350 and I'm hers. And I said, you know, supposedly next week we have her and her husband coming on the Zoom. And I said, well, what if he doesn't come on? You show up anyway. You show up every week. We'll do a Zoom until you feel like you can stand on your own feet. And the reality is this, what a shame coming onto this planet and being unconditional love when we came into the womb and not leaving this planet the same way. All right. We're going to break for a half an hour and then we're going to come back and then Brent is here. Okay. And he's going to be giving a lecture for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You have a half an hour, everyone. Thank you and bless you.
Inspire trust.
Hold on to a second.